Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something super important, estate planning. And specifically, we're going to look at a tool that most of us think is the gold standard, but it turns out it can send your family on a hidden and pretty expensive detour. All right, let's get right into it.
So, you've done the right thing, right? You sat down, you put everything in order, and you created a will to protect your loved ones. You probably felt a huge sense of relief. But, and this is a big but, does that will, all by itself, really guarantee your family is protected from the courts? You might be surprised to hear that the answer is almost always no.
You see, here's the thing a lot of people don't realize. A will is basically a set of instructions that, by its very nature, leads straight to a mandatory legal process. It's an unexpected detour that most families have never even heard of, and it's called probate.
Now, the two words you really need to focus on there are court-supervised. This isn't just about filing some papers. Probate means the formal court system gets involved and takes control of the whole process. Your will tells them what you want, sure, but the court is the one running the show.
And this is where it gets messy. First off, probate is a public process. I mean, think about that. Your will, who gets what, your debts, it all becomes public record for anyone to see. Second, because we're talking about the court system, you can bet there are going to be delays. We're not talking weeks, we could be talking months or even years where your family's assets are just tied up. And finally, none of this is free. All of that court oversight, all of those lawyer fees, they get paid directly from your estate, chipping away at what you intended to leave for your family.
So if a will leads to this public, costly detour through probate court, is there another way? Is there a direct route? Yes, absolutely. It's called a trust, and it's designed to create a much more private and efficient path for your family to follow.
And this quote really gets to the heart of it. A trust is all about keeping your family's private matters, well, private. Instead of a judge in a public courtroom, everything is handled by the person you trust, following your rules, often right from the kitchen table.
Here's the magic of how it works. When you put your assets into a trust, you're essentially taking them off the table as far as the probate court is concerned. The trust owns them, so when you pass away, the trust's instructions just kick in. It allows for a direct transfer to your family, completely bypassing the court system, its delays, and its prying eyes.
Okay, so let's really make this crystal clear. Let's put these two roadmaps right next to each other. When you see it like this, the choice you're making for your family becomes incredibly obvious.
So look over on the left. With just a will, you're signing up for that public record, those frustrating court delays, and all the extra legal and court fees that shrink the inheritance. Now look to the right. With a trust, what do you get? A private process, an efficient, much faster transfer, and only the necessary administrative costs, which are almost always way less than going through probate. I mean, the difference is just night and day.
At the end of the day, this is about so much more than just legal paperwork. It's about you, right now, getting to design the experience your family will have during a really tough time. You are literally drawing the map they're going to have to follow. It really just boils down to this simple choice. There are two paths. Path number one leads your family straight to the courthouse doors with all the stress, cost, and public scrutiny that comes with it. Path number two leads them down a quiet, private road that you've already paved for them. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, a trust sounds great, but it also sounds complicated and expensive. But it really doesn't have to be. Getting the right documents drafted is way more accessible than you think, especially when you have affordable legal help on your side. It's like having a lawyer in your back pocket. If you want to see how you can get that kind of direct access, you can check out the website right there on your screen. So I want to leave you with this one last question to think about. Look at the plan you have in place right now. Is the roadmap you've drawn leading your family to court, or is it leading them to peace of mind? The power to choose that path for them is entirely in your hands. Thanks so much for joining me today.